Okay, looks like I am live. Looks like I am live. Okay. All right. No. I know. My mouse is ugly here. Sorry. Adjusting a camera. Oops, not that way. This way. There we go. That's better. Okay, now I need to bring out the chat. Nope. Chat box. There we go. Hello, Debbie. Hello. Is that Nadine? Okay, let's see. Is that Nadine? That is Nadine Bowling. Okay. Okay, how's everybody doing? Daisy, hush. She's barking at fireworks, by the way. Somebody's shooting off firecrackers or something. Hello, Christina? And Jojo. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me get my mousy mouse out of the way. Hello, Omega. How are we doing? How are we doing? Okay, and then we've got only in Detroit. Nice. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to do this live a little bit differently. Everybody can ask a question of whoever I call on. Wait until I call your name. Ask your question. And then I'll throw a few cards. Anybody that donates gets a full 9-card spread, full in-depth, and a little bit more clarification. Now let me see if I can adjust this camera, this monitor a little bit. That's a little bit better. Okay. If you, and you know, I do have, I gotta be honest, I'm good, you know, I totally believe in transparency. I am accepting donations for deeper reads and stuff because I've got car repairs I'm going to have to pay for. My car is in the shop. And hopefully it's just simply transmission fluid and filter that needs to be replaced. Let's hope. Anyhow, hopefully I'll get it back sometime tomorrow. And it needs an alignment. The alignment's already paid for. But anyhow, let's see. Okay, we've got, I think we've got at least 10 people in the chat. Okay. What? And I'm looking here, there's quite a bit of a delay. I don't know if this is going to do anything. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. I want to change this to normal. So I put it on extremely low. And I don't think it's going to let me change it now. There's a latency setting, and that might be why. It seems like, for me, when I switch back and forth between windows, it is like really, really lagging. There's a big lag. Okay. So, okay. So we're going to kick this off. What's this? Anyone else thinks today is hot, heated day? Today I'm burning up. Yeah, we're in the 90s here. Okay. Nadine. Do you have a question? Maybe the chat will be just as fast. That well, basically, I'm just going to type names in the chat, and I'll say the name, and then just go ahead and post your question if you're still here. How can I tell if my executor is stealing? Let me see. Okay, how can Nadine tell if her executor is stealing? Let's see, what is it about her executor? What is it about her executor? Polaris. This is basically saying trust in your intuition. Okay? Polaris is a special gift. It is like seeing through the muck. Something extraordinary. Lady Autumn could be about fruitfulness. It could be about the harvest, or something dealing with fall time. But it's also something that it takes a while to harvest, and it's slow moving. Book of Destiny. Road to Nowhere. I almost want to say Trusting your intuition. Under the deck we have the dream catcher. Here's what I'm getting. Look at your books, okay? Look at the books. Crunch the numbers. I would say there is a possibility that they're quietly taking something here. Have been for a while. It's like they're planting their own seed, their own harvest. But it feels like a discrepancy in the books. And you're really you may have to go into your bank, or even take inventory. The road to nowhere is this executor isn't going to get anywhere with trying to steal from you. You can stop them dead in their tracks, but you have to really look at the books, really look at look at the numbers. You're going to have to crunch the numbers, go into the bank, get the bank records, stuff like that. Or even if you look online, if you go log into your bank, look at the transactions. I feel like there is going to be some kind of discrepancy. Okay? Feels like a discrepancy here. So you're just going to have to look over records. I don't think it's going to be obvious. In other words, if you're looking for a definite sign, something big that this person is stealing from you, you're not going to find it. It's not obvious. He's head of your inheritance. You're going to have to look at, there's some kind of written record, okay? Some kind of written record. You may have to do some investigation work. It's not going to be obvious, like I said. You're going to have to talk to the banks. Okay. Because I think the only way you're going to catch them is through records. There's going to be a discrepancy. All right. Debbie. You're welcome. Nadine. Okay, Debbie. Debbie G. Do you have a question for the cards? I might even switch decks on you. So I've got a couple decks out here. Let's make sure this isn't heating up too bad. No, it's not. When I was recording the one video, it's like the candle was like really heating up. How will the fall be? Okay. Next season for Debbie. What's the outlook on the fall for Debbie? Outlook on the fall for Debbie. Okay, you got hand in hand. Hand in hand is about a cooperation. Working with other people. Okay? It could be a handshake, an agreement. The sun this could be shedding light on an agreement. This could be a very enlightening, or a very good. This is like a good omen. I don't know if you're job hunting or looking to make some kind of deals. Sales, whatever it is, it's a project that you are going to be working with. Communication. There's going to be very positive communication in regards to some kind of deal, contract, something like that, coming up in the fall. The razor, and it's going to be sudden. Now, the straight razor is a cut, and it's very sudden, unexpected. This I would consider almost like a tower card. Very sudden. This is unlike, there's the earthquake card in here. The earthquake, you start feeling some of the tremors. You get a slight warning before the big tremors come up. The earth just starts shaking and shakes things out. This is just cutting something off. Now, I'm going to get one more card. There's an ending here. I have to be honest. The executioner with the razor. You may have had an ending, or you will be going through an ending. However, something will turn around for something better. Does that make any sense? Okay. So it does feel like there's something positive coming out of it, Debbie. But it feels like something coming to an end, and something better transpiring this fall. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We've got, hello, Catherine. Peaceful. All right. Let's see who's next on my list. Christina, are you still here? Christina, you're welcome, baby. Oh, there goes somebody with a Roman candle outside. And Daisy's going to lose her doggy mode. Daisy, it's okay. You want to go under the desk? Her favorite place, either in the shower, in the tub, or under the desk. Yep, she's going under the desk. I don't know how she fits her 120-pound body under the desk. Outlook for July. Okay. She hates thunder, and she hates fireworks. Oh, and she hates the perpetual lawn care in the area too. She hates lawnmowers. Well, lay down, for crying out loud. Okay, outlook for Christina for July. I'm going totally intuitively. However many cards I draw is how many cards I draw. Are you in a relationship? I'm just curious, because there's something here about spicing things up, things spicing up, things heating up. There's something about summer romance here. That you really need to keep yourself grounded. No, you're not. Expect something to come in July. But you have it, and it feels like one of the whirlwind type of energies that you're really going to need to keep yourself grounded. Not let yourself get carried away. And read between the lines with the communication. Mercury as an undercurrent, it's kind of like it's communication, it's travel. Let me take a look further. You've come from some really bad juju type relationships. Almost like, I want to say codependency. This is someone you have a strong karmic connection with. And trusting in your intuition, trusting in it seems like this feels like somebody who's been around before. Coming to sweet talk you. I'm not seeing anything here in regards to commitment. This feels like somebody that always makes their rounds, if that makes sense. Feels like somebody who's like a social butterfly, who really wants their freedom. They talk a good talk, but they say one thing and do another. They consciously make a decision to just up and leave. And they have this tendency to have a very strong hold and almost be like, I'm the boss, things are going to go my way. This feels like somebody from your past coming back that you sometimes tend to gravitate to. And I am getting this man. Oh, it's kind of funny. This man and straight razor. The advice, really, they're saying cut it off before it even has a chance to begin. You will recognize it. You will recognize this person. They're coming back around and they haven't changed. Okay. But they're going to try to sweet talk you. I think that this is just a big warning. Hey, this is what's up. Okay. Jojo, are you still here? Jojo. Okay, Jojo, would you like a reading? If so, type your question. Okay. My condolences. Sorry about your son passing away. That is like a mediumship reading. I typically don't do mediumship readings for free because it takes a lot of energy. But I could definitely ask for some quick advice. And I can't go too deep into it because it takes a lot of energy. Okay, hon? I hope you understand. fact, I'm going to use a different deck for this. Dutton. I know you're jealous. Dutton, stop. Okay. Perspective, shifting your focus. Goals, over it. What I'm getting here is that there is something that seems to be holding you back. Some kind of energy, whether this is a person or something that you've allowed to hold you back. And the message here is that he's saying you need to get over it. You need to get over it. You need to shift your focus away from whatever it was that's holding you back and focus more on your true goals. What do you want to accomplish in life? And produce what that is that you really want. And you'll end up with a favorable outcome. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I'm sure he does, Sarah. But for free readings, I don't go too deep into things. You're welcome, JoJo. Olga, are you still here, Olga? Olga. Okay, Olga, did you have a question for the cards? That and stop. Maybe I need to lock you out of the room. Okay, please hold your questions until I call your name. Okay? What happened to your mother 2 weeks ago? Hold on a second. I think this is calling for yet another deck. Very common for me. This happens all the time. Where I end up with a dozen decks on my desk. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look here. This is a two-sided deck. Tarot on one side and Oracle on the other. Yeah, he does. It's like, give me attention. Ignore everything else. Ignore everybody else. That's Dutton's message. He's mad because Daisy is under my desk at my feet. There's barely room for her, let alone 2 dogs under there. He wants to play ball. Okay, anyhow, Olga. What happened to your mother? Bought? Okay, bought, similar. Choice. Bravery. I would say she ran into some kind of conflict that she had to be brave about making some kind of choice. Similar, under the same umbrella. She has a tendency to gravitate towards similar people who are not very savory characters. Is your mother single or is she dating? I cannot tell. But this is a Knight of Cups, okay? And the negative side is about dirty work. But the Knight of Cups is typically somebody who's fickle, somebody who knows how to woo people, may wear their heart on their sleeve. Then we have the Strength card, bravery, showing some kind of restraint. 5 of Wands. There was an argument, I think, with a male person. And she may have bought their story despite the fact that she's found herself in similar situations with similar people. I don't know what this is about, but to me, it definitely screams a conflict with somebody. Okay. Same shit, different day, Lover's card in partnerships. She was married. I don't know if she was happily married. Maybe she never talked about it, Olga. But there was definitely a conflict that contributed to her passing. A fight with somebody. This got Strength twice and Water in the Wand. Things aren't as they seem. What did they rule her cause of death as? That's what I'd be curious about. What did they rule her cause of death? I mean, I gotta be blunt, and I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything like that. But this feels like a true crime case, to be honest. It feels like there was something nefarious behind it. Something similar happened to her before, but only it didn't harm her, per se. And there's bravery here as she confronted the situation. This feels so true crimey, it's not even funny. And let me give you my condolences also in your loss. Okay? Sorry for your loss. Thoughts and prayers. And in this marriage, she did what she had to do. But everybody's perspective, you know, I don't like the overall feeling, to be honest. I think you don't either, and that's why you asked. Oh, I'm so sorry, Olga. There's something not right there. Twisted bow. There's something more to it. There's something more to it, absolutely. I'm sure she does. She knows. Okay. Okay, time check. Time check. 8:36. Okay. You're welcome, Olga. I am gonna do this for about a total of an hour, so maybe another half an hour. Let me see. Sarah, would you like a reading? I'm almost feeling the tarot for you. Okay, what would your question be, Sarah? You're going to have to wait to get that ball. If you were the dumbass and put it there, under the desk, under Daisy, you're going to have to wait. Sorry, bud. But there's about 20 other balls around this house. Go find another one. There's one right there, even. You don't have to have the one that's under my desk. I'm sure some of you, if you've watched my recent videos, Dutton has the potential of being rehomed next weekend. Okay, what do you got? No, you can't have this crystal. I don't know how that got on the floor. He might be rehomed next weekend because he's a little bit much for me to handle. He is my son's dog. It's my son's decision. But it's a friend of his that has 2 other Dalmatians. So Not sure yet till we meet them. Till I meet them. And we see how Dutton reacts to them and how Dutton reacts to their other 2 dogs. And I'll be left with just Daisy and Luna. But at that point, Luna will probably be more comfortable with coming upstairs. And you guys can see her again. Because with Dutton, she won't come upstairs. He won't leave her alone. She's afraid of Dutton. Okay, Sarah's question. Will my horse let me ride him again? What happened to your horse? Something traumatic happened? I'm going to miss him too, but the family that's interested in him said they live not far from here. Pretty close, about 15 or 20 minutes away. They said I could come and visit him. So, which helps. Okay. Tarot's not great with yes and no. But let's just see what the situation is. Okay. The horse is definitely restless. For some reason. Man. Things will return to normal eventually, but it feels like this horse has something embedded in his memory. I was just getting to that. He's restless. There's something in the horse's mind that he remembers. Okay? The previous owners let him go. No, and with no remorse on how they treated him. But now you have to carry the burden of what this horse has gone through. He was neglected. But now you're giving him a loving environment. Okay? You're going to have you're going to be faced with obstacles and trying to get giving this horse a brand new start, okay? But it's not impossible. There's going to be delays. It's going to take a lot of patience. And although he will eventually come out and trust you, right now he's kind of in his own horsey world. But he will eventually come out, because the exit card is the 8 of Cups in the reverse. It's not leaving or anything. It's returning. It's returning to normal. It's going to take some time. Okay. Omega, would you like a quick reading? That explains a lot. You don't like men. You're welcome, Sarah. Okay, what's your question, Omega? Hi, Jay. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up in very shortly. In about 15 minutes, within 15 minutes, I'm going to be wrapping this up. So, hugs right back at ya. Thank you, Jay. It's in the garage now. Okay. Omega, I really couldn't tell you how close you are spiritually. That's very personal. Only you can answer that. And the fact that you use your cards, this almost doesn't feel like it calls for a reading. It's more of you need to trust yourself. And I'm willing to bet that's what devil, self-doubt, negative thought processes, negative talk and believing the talk, or listening to other naysayers. You're always on the defensive. You got to stop feeling like you have to defend yourself. You almost have to take the attitude, whatever, and do your own thing anyways, okay? Somebody abusing their power in a very negative way. Yeah, only you can stop that. And it almost feels like you gotta trust your own intuition. Don't shut it out. Stop doubting yourself and stop listening to the negative people. Whew. There's a lot of that. A lot of negative people trying to tell you how you should live, what you should believe. And trust your spirit guides. Warning, deception. Your spirit guides are also trying to give you a warning about deception in your environment. Those are those negative naysayers. Those are those people who try to put you down. Stop believing what they say. Okay. Okay. Please hold your questions unless I call on you. I'm only going to do a couple more. That's why I said not everybody's probably going to be able to get a reading. The only way, the ones that do, or the only guarantees are the people that donate. Okay. Who am I being called to? Crafty One. Crafty One, are you here? Crafty One and Shannon. Those will probably be my last two. Unless anybody donates. Other than that, I'll have to wait till the next time I go live. Crafty One. Good, Jay. Well, thank you, Jay, for understanding. Hello, Sarah. Yeah, I've been really busy, mostly with DoorDash, because I'm living by myself now. It's like my income source is not combined with my son's source anymore because he got married. But it's been about 8 or 9 months now that he's been permanently living with his now wife. So okay. Let me see what I don't know, I'm going to call to this deck. Let's see if there's any kind of travel cards in this. Yeah, I've been working my tail off. And my car's back in the garage. You know, so this time with a transmission, like the fluid heat light coming on and flashing, like transmission fluid overheating. And after I start out, there's a little bit of a jump and then the car runs fine. I'm hoping it's just simple as filter and transmission fluid needing changed. They say about every 100,000 miles or so you need to maintenance that. So, but it's like everything happening at one time. I know when it's all fixed, I'm good to go for a while. But instead of nickel and diming, it's just everything boom at one time. So as soon as I get my car back, I'm going to be back on the road a lot. Okay, anyhow, about your vacation, let's see what's that's about. You got the treasure. Word on wing. This is more like communication about something coming in. That's communication, but it's in like written format. Let me see. Sinking ship. Polaris. Heroine. That's the female hero. Now, she has a wand or a sword or something there, going into battle. Okay. Crafty one, do you want the sugar-coated version? There goes another firework, and there goes Daisy. Do you want the sugar-coated version, or you want me to just say it like it is? Gotcha there, crafty one. Okay, you don't want the sugar-coated one. Okay. Basically, you have the desire. This is representing your question. You flat out said, am I going to have the finances? Okay. There's something here. Word on wing, right? Word on the wing is communication coming in. Back and forth. And it's over something sinking, over something not balanced. And I still see you trying to keep your head above water. The Polaris is drawing upon your gifts, the extraordinary. Now, I'm not going to say it's a definite no. I'm going to say it's going to be how you manage certain communications in regards to your finances. And maybe not overspending. In other words, maybe it's a compromise, not a week-long vacation. Or you call it a holiday. We call it vacation. But more of maybe a weekend getaway. Because it still feels like you're trying to keep your head above water financially. And if you're smart, you can pull it off. But maybe a 2-day thing, weekend getaway, something like that. I don't see a major holiday, aka vacation here. Because you still got a lot of financial garbage that you're dealing with. So, yeah, so it's a yes and no question. Our answer. No to some kind of long, week-long vacation. Yes to maybe, possibly, a weekend getaway. Dutton, get down. Okay. Now let me see if Shannon is still here. Do her real quick. And then I'm probably going to be done for the night. Yeah, he wants attention. Okay, Shannon, post your question. Dutton, that's enough. That's enough. Let me finish. Hi, Lady Rider. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just about done. Okay. Let me see about these, about your dental work here. But it's good to see you, Lady Rider. You're welcome, crafty one. Okay, Shannon. Okay, Shannon. Wow, you got cards popping out already. 3 of Swords. Eight of Cups, reversed. Ten of Wands. I already get this feeling that there's been disappointments in regards to your dental work. I almost want to say has to do with your dentist. I do see the possibility of you getting your dental work completed, yes. But, yeah, absolutely moving on. Moving forward. I feel like, I hate to say this, but your current dentist is what stops you. I don't know if it's him not. I think he's robbing you. And you're going to find, I think that there's another dentist out there that is a little bit more compassionate to your situation. Because what I'm seeing here with this King of Wands behind the scenes, this is the dentist, and he's in the reverse, which is somebody that's a tyrant, that's in control, that is dominant, that's not necessarily ethical. There's something about this dentist I don't like. I gotta be honest with you. I don't like. The potential to complete your dental work is there. I see it with these two cards. But it means moving away from this King of Wands, this reverse King of Wands, and moving this energy forward. Somebody in the environment around your dental work you need to move away from. Okay? Because you suffered enough disappointment, not being able to get it done. I just want to say that this feels like this has been a work in progress for a while, for a hot minute. And you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and unable to accomplish and unable to get this dental work done. And it's all about the dentist. So, okay, folks. Believe me, I have a doggy here that is letting me know, hey, Mama, it's time to log off. So I am done for the night. I thank everybody who stopped in and joined me. You're welcome, Shannon. So I'm just going to clean up my cards here. Next time I'm live, good chance Dutton's not going to be here. Because like I said, he needs to be rehomed. I hate to do it. It's like I can't walk him because he pulls me so much. I actually fell outside once, and I was lucky I was able to get back up, that it wasn't too bad. But I have a hard time controlling him. And he needs to be with somebody who's experienced with training these dogs, and I am not. And you know, what happens if he makes me fall down and I break a hip or something like that? Then I'm going to be in real trouble. So I have to do what's best for me, even if it's something I really don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give him up. He's my baby. But sometimes we have to do things that we don't really want to do. That's really in our best interest. You're welcome, Shannon. Hi, Teresa. I'm just getting ready to log off. Yeah, I started an hour ago. I'm sorry. I'm just cleaning up my cards now before I actually end this live. I agree. I know I don't want to let him go, but I have to be safe, yes. Dutton, get down. It's like I even have trouble pushing him down when he wants to jump on me. I know you want attention. Okay, I'll let you up. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Come on. Ugh. Just don't paw me in the face, okay? He's a handful. He is a handful. He's a handful. Oh, you're quite welcome. And your claws went across my face, buddy. Okay, I love you all. And I will see you guys sometime soon.